So recently, I've seen a lot of people talking about cashless society and the transition to cashless society. And I understand that, it's often more convenient. I use cashless money a lot of the time. I think we all do. And I know that I've also seen quite a lot of kickback against it from people pointing out that it can exclude people from society, it gives the banks a lot of power, and so on and so forth. I just want to highlight another issue with it, which is that at the moment, all the cashless ways of paying for things like PayPal, Apple Pay, Visa, MasterCard, all of those things, all of them are a part of big corporations. And if we move to an entirely cashless society where all of our money is administrated and organised by big corporations, then every single transaction that we make, every time money goes once around the system, a small percentage of it is paid to those companies for the work that they're doing, moving it around and administrating those systems. And of course, some of that money then, gets handed to employees as salaries, and some of it gets spent with suppliers and consultants and all the rest. And some of it gets handed out to shareholders, but some of it is usually invested making those companies bigger, developing those companies, helping them to take over more and more things. And ultimately, if we constantly put all of our money round in this system where a small bit of it every single time is handed to mega corporations, then eventually those mega corporations will own everything and we will be left with nothing. And I think for that reason, and also because of all the implications for the way that people can be excluded from our society if they are unable to use cashless currencies because they have unstable immigration status, because they don't understand IT systems, for all sorts of different reasons why they might not be able to use it, or because they've had problems, with their online profile and so on and so forth. One thing that we should be doing and talking about is having a nationalised electronic currency, so that the money that comes from that and the sort of benefits of that go into our society, and so that we can make sure that it is fair and reasonably available to everybody in our society, and we make sure that it's easy to use and people aren't left with tricky traps to fall into and ending up signing up for things and it being very hard to unwind those sign-ups and that kind of thing. We can do things better by aiming to do well rather than aiming to make a profit, and then if there is profit, at least it would come back to us as a nation. And I think it's one of those things that people just aren't talking about, but it's one of those things that we should be talking about, nationalising, a Wi-Fi system and a cashless currency system, because as the world moves online, we need to make sure that that happens in a fair way. If you are up at the Edinburgh Fringe, I've got two shows every day. I do Fire Snake, 7:40 at the Banshee Labyrinth, and Late with Kate, where I have guests and stuff, every day at midnight at Canonsgate. Both shows are free. You can just show up and come on down when the show starts. And I would love to see you there. Say hi if you are a regular of the News at Kate series. See you soon. Increasingly, the mainstream media is terrible at informing the public of what is really going on. I'm only able to make these videos because people are generous enough to sponsor me making them, and if you're able to be a part of that, I would hugely appreciate it. It can cost as little as $1 a month and you'll get loads of fun bonus content and lots of extras from me and my undying gratitude. I also massively appreciate it if you're able to share these videos and let people out there know what's going on.